7 teams, previous 32-31. Jacksonville Jaguars going against Detroit Lions. Jacksonville is a 1-point favorite here. Big matchup here. Who's the most improved? Both teams kind of got nothing to lose. They're pulling out all the stops here in previous weeks. Jacksonville had that comeback victory over the Ravens. Lions gave it to Buffalo Bills. Two very good teams that both these teams, had a hard-fought battle against. And then a big question here. You got Trayvon Walker versus Aiden Hutchinson. Quick question for you guys. Who do you think has a bigger impact this game?
Hutchinson.
It's a battle. I want to go Hutchinson too, just because I've been high on him all season. And Hutchinson, yeah. That's a battle, though. Battle to watch for sure.
I think it's got to be Hutchinson. He's been very impressive over the past couple of weeks, especially. He's been very impressive.
Gotcha. All right. And then second question for this game, because it's a pretty good one, is which offense or QB is more likely to make a mistake here? Who's going to cost them the game? Because I think that's what's going to come down to it.
I'm going to say Trevor.
It's a good one.
Trevor? Think Trevor?
I think Trevor.
You said is more likely to make a mistake?
Yeah, which offense or QB? It could be either one. You can do Trevor versus Goff. You could do the wide receivers.
Go to Charlie.
I'm gonna say the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence, just because. And if it was any year previous to this, it would be hands down Jared Goff. But he has been pretty solid in quarters for the entirety of the year. I haven't really rolled my eyes when he got the ball in his hand. So I'll go Trevor Lawrence and the Jags making a mistake if it was to happen.
Yeah, I'll ride with both of you guys. Goff he's been solid for sure. So I'll go with but I like the coaching staff with Peterson and stuff. That's kind of why I was torn. I kind of wanted to go Goff, but
Goff has one more interception than Lawrence and has one more touchdown than Lawrence.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's the reason I asked the question, is because both these offensively, very similar stats. Their QB stats are almost identical. They're putting up very similar rushing yards, passing yards, obviously. And then it kind of comes down to coaching and defense, and they're very similar in that aspect. I guess you would give the edge to the Jaguars defensively, and that was with the first question, kind of which guy's going to have the bigger impact. And you guys all said Aiden Hutchinson, and I get that. That's a single player, but the Jaguars have the better defense here. And so that's what I want to ride with that, but overall, I'm still going to go the Lions. I like the Lions being able to put up 30-plus points.
Yeah, I'm going to go Lions, too. I'm going to go Detroit Lions, too, because they just play with a different attitude. And I don't know that I've seen Jacksonville play with that attitude. I mean, they had a really good game against the Eagles. I mean, they have been playing teams well. I mean, holding Chiefs to the 27 is crazy. I mean, beating up on Denver. Everybody's been doing it. Real tight game with the Giants, pulled away in the fourth. Giants just couldn't hold on for that dub. But I'm going Detroit Lions here, even though Brady, you're 100% right. Jacksonville definitely has the better defense. I mean, even the numbers all year long, but I just, Detroit's electric. You know what I mean? Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to play, and I think he's going to be a problem in this game. I think he's going to be a tough one to cover. But that's why they play on Sundays. I don't know. How about you, Nikki?
Yeah, I think it's funny how we all kind of were quick to jump on Lawrence, how fast we were to jump on Lawrence for the first to make the mistake when he's coming off a game-winning drive last week under pressure, 2-minute drill, right down the field for the game-winning drive, and it looks seamless. Like he came down that field, he put every ball on point, and even that touchdown pass was a dime, and it just seemed like
the 2-point conversion.
And the 2-point conversion, you have to Zay Jones on that at the end there. Definitely looked poised. Definitely looked like he wasn't getting flustered in there on that 2-minute drill. I like what I've seen out of Lawrence too, and Peterson and that whole scheme. And if you look back, the Lions have struggled with good defenses to put up the points that they've been putting up. But let's not forget that the Lions also can't stop points being put on them. And I do like what Jacksonville's got schemed up. So I like the Lions pick, but I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
It's a tough call. It's a tough call. I'm seeing this game kind of unfold. Jacksonville gets off hot, gets off quick. Um, I like what Jacksonville was able to do last week. Nick was shooting us texts in the group text of all the stuff that was going on, and tuned in to catch the last little bit of it. And right, Trevor Lawrence has had a lot of practice at that this season, and he just hasn't come out on the winning end of it. Whether it's been a late interception a couple of times, the Giants, and there was the Redskins game. He threw interceptions in the last drive where they could have tied or won the game, but he came through, and he definitely, maybe a little step in the right direction, growth, leadership, character, all that good stuff, which is something I hadn't personally seen him since he's been in the Jaguars organization and being drafted.
Motivated banana.
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah, it's bad.
I think though ultimately the Lions do come back and they win. The Lions are such a tough read. But I'm gonna go Lions at home. I think it's gonna be a field goal game. I think the Jags are gonna let this one slip through their fingers and kind of shake their heads
high
at
score. This is gonna be a high score.
Which is what they've been doing all season. But
yeah,
it is a tough call. I got this. It's like at 28-27 maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, weapon for weapon, I like Jacksonville's weapons better.
It's
honestly.
just crazy. The numbers are so
That's
close.
what I'm saying. Zay Jones has broke out. Marvin Jones Jr. still playing solid. Had
Christian
that
Kirk's been nice.
Yeah. And Christian Kirk's been solid. And then you got ET. Is ETN back in this game?
He's supposed to play, but I doubt he's going to be 100.
Says questionable. At least it's not doubtful, so he'll probably play. But the numbers are sick, bro. Real quick, Jacksonville, 371 yards a game total. Detroit, 373. Jacksonville, 241 yards passing a game. Detroit, 244. Jacksonville, rushing yards, 130.4 yards rushing. Detroit, 129.5. The difference between the two teams. Detroit is scoring more points. Not by much, but you don't need much. And that's why this game's going to come down to a field goal. I mean, it's right here. Numbers are right here.
Or a touchdown versus a field goal.
Agreed. Agreed. But the problem with this is if the defense for Detroit doesn't show up, they're gonna have a problem with this. Because they are letting up the most. They are letting up the most of the two teams. But it's interesting.
Tough.
It's good. This is gonna be a bang.
Lots of games this week are